He is Shumi Nagaremono.
Hello, I'm Shumi Nagaremono, the Hobby Drifter, and today I'll be talking about one of the highlights of the Transformers Masterpiece line, MP-11, new Destron leader Starscream. The Masterpiece line is incredible. It lives up to its name, the best Transformers that modern toy engineering can produce. The line has given fans Transformers toys that look like they just stepped out of the 1980s cartoon. But the line wasn't supposed to be a line at all. Despite being labeled MP-1, Masterpiece Convoy was just supposed to be a one-time thing, to celebrate the line's 20th anniversary. MP-2, Ultra Magnus, was just a repaint of Convoy. After MP-4, Perfect Convoy, the line started getting more and more fleshed out, with new figures released with some regularity. Eventually, we'd get Megatron, Soundwave, Grimlock, the Seekers, and we're right in the middle of a ton of Autobot car releases. But, in between Convoy repaints and upgrades, there was another release, MP3 Starscream. And that was a bit of a departure from everything I just said, featuring a color scheme that was intended to be more faithful to the Jet Mode's actual appearance, and taking some pretty major liberties with Starscream's robot form. It was a release that had a lot of fans scratching their heads. I remember a few people speculating that this is what Starscream would look like in the live-action movie, hating that idea, and then promptly taking that back. While Starscream would wind up getting a release in Japan with a more cartoon-accurate color scheme under the USA Edition label, a proper numbered Masterpiece release wouldn't materialize until MP-11. And when MP-11 was announced as new Destron leader Starscream, there were some fans who weren't thrilled. There were already two different Masterpiece Starscreams, three if you count movie Masterpiece Starscream. We'd only get a Masterpiece figure every year or so, and we were wasting a slot on another Starscream. And this just looked like another one, this time with a new hat. Coronation Starscream? This is bad comedy. But too bad, the figure is amazing. Let's take a look.
In robot mode, it's the perfect Starscream figure. I'm serious. I am completely at a loss for how it could possibly have been any better. You could say, add some die-cast metal in there, but that wouldn't add anything to the appearance. It would just add to the weight, which is almost perfectly distributed as it is. Unlike the USA edition of MP3, this version leaves the panel lines unpainted, which really just makes Starscream look more like his cartoon counterpart. Full marks. Just stunning. The transformation is pretty simple, with one minor exception. The transformation of the sides of Starscream's robot mode torso is pretty fiddly. It's tricky the first few times you do it. You could probably get it from robot to jet in just a few minutes once you've done it a few times. The jet mode looks like Starscream's jet mode. When viewed from the top down, it looks like a model jet. It would have been nice if a display stand had been included, as it was with the previous release, but let's face it, there aren't a whole lot of people who will display this in jet mode. In new Destron leader mode, this figure shines even more, a stunning realization of the character in his last 15 seconds of screen time. The plastic cape has more articulation than the G1 version of Starscream's entire toy did. While I usually find chrome parts on a Transformers toy tacky, the crown just looks fantastic, and even with the extra weight, it's not hard to get the figure to stand up straight. Unless you want to do something ridiculous, like putting it on a turntable, and who'd be stupid enough to do that?
Masterpiece 11 Starscream is just an excellent Transformer. It looks great in both modes, the transformation isn't frustratingly complex, the new Destron leader accessories add so much more to a figure that was just about perfect already. So much so that I could see buying a second just so it could be displayed simultaneously in both modes. If there is a problem, it's an understandable one. During transformation, you can't help scratching the paint, but the places affected are all ones you only see during the transformation anyway, so it's mostly just a nitpick. Gray and black Gundam markers cost about $2 each and can fix any damage in only a minute or so. I'm Shumi Nagaremono, the Hobby Drifter, wishing you all happy hobbying.
冷え趣味流れ物